Hello there, my crafty friends. It's Ashley Pfeiffer, the maker behind Stamped AF. It is Wednesday, January 12th. Hope everyone is having a wonderful week. Hi, Karen. It always looks so much worse on screen. I'm just going to look up with my eyes. Hello, Denise. So I had an order that was supposed to arrive yesterday and it arrived today, and I'm so glad because it is part of the new pre-order. Thank you, Denise. I just saw it pop up on here. So when I did my 2-minute intro, I muted myself so that I wasn't speaking. You couldn't hear anything. And then I totally forgot. So we're like, what, 2 minutes in? 4 minutes in. Fantastic. Thank you so much. I wasn't even looking up there. Oh, you probably had sound right at the beginning. And then when I switched to this, you lost it. Gotcha. Okay. Well, good news, bad news. These are carrying forward to the annual catalog. This is the good news, but if you want them now, you can purchase the starter kit and add these. There are 10 blends altogether, 2 or I guess 5 combo packs. They are not a light and a dark. It is, they may be 2 that coordinate. They won't, it's not a light and dark. So there is SU 100, 200, 300, all the way to 1,000. So I got SU 1000 and SU 900, and I'm going to show you how those look. The bad news is that these 2 pieces are only while supplies last. So I have the DSP here, and it's funny because I put a I put a poll up in my team group and asked if anyone, like, what are your thoughts? Are you getting it? Are you not? And I think we were all on the not side. And then I saw one sample using this, and I'm like, all right, I'm in. So this is the DSP, and if you love black and white, you are probably going to love this designer series paper. So those are the fronts, those are the backs. I will go through them quickly. I just have one of each here. Cannot wait to color that one. Love that side. I'll keep my favorite sides up. I'm sorry, no one's home to tell them to be quiet. So I bet you wish there was no sound now. Definitely that side. Don't care so much for the leaves. I think I like that one. Now, who else is shocked to see I'm not working with rainbows? I will tell you, I'm torn on that one. I don't know. I think this is too close together, so unless I was doing a whole bunch of little die cuts, I'd probably go with this side. But do you see there's a difference here? This is almost like Whisper White, and this is Basic White. Remember how Whisper White had a bit of a yellow tone to it? What was I saying? I thought about doing a rainbow. I kind of like that leafy pattern. This one is probably really hard to see until you're up close. You're probably like, oh, too close, too close. That one is another one. There's texture in there and you don't see it until you're like right up close. But look at those tiny little hearts. Okay, so I did think about using the rainbows, but I thought, you're probably getting sick of the rainbows at this point. Okay, so I did do 2 quick little things. Where was I going? So I want to show you, this is the coloring that I did with these 2 colors. So this is the SU 900 and the SU 1000. So the very Caucasian skin tone. I don't know. I'm like the whitest of white, so I don't know. I mean, it looks close now, but these are the lightest, so maybe this is me. And then the You Matter to me. And I used Sandy. I got my bundle today. This is the Your Biggest Fan bundle. And if you are a scrapbooker, you're probably gonna love this bundle because there are some great dies. There's this ticket, which is this. It's perforated. Super cute. There's this little line of ticket stubs. There's this one bigger ticket stub, which you could make that into a stamp. There's these cute little things, whatever they are. I don't know. I'm guessing these are part of the pennants, but it's super cute, and it would seem that I go live at a time where everyone loves to walk their dogs. My son's banging on the ceiling like, be quiet. Now, all the items for my paper or my product shares have also arrived. I haven't opened this one yet. Almost seems like, it sounds like someone's knocking on the door, but okay. Oh, look at that. So you can die cut all of these ticket stubs. Awesome. Umpire. Woo! So I think you can also die cut these. Ay, ay, ay. There's that little track that we saw. I guess it would be like baseball stitching. Nice sunburst. Some baseball bats, some stars, baseball field. I love that the A side is like all sports and the B side are all just patterns that you could use for anything. I want to show you before I forget, I have shared these with my team, but if you are interested in having like a DSP sampler, I did mine completely different. Usually I try and match the font of the catalog, but it was so boring this time. I'm like, I'm gonna do something else. So these are square. They're like 8 inches by, I think it's 8 7/8. It's because I had done something else with my little strips of cardstock and I didn't like it, so I cut it off, and now they're all super short. But this does fit on, it prints on an 8.5 by 11 sheet of paper. But I just thought these were so pretty. I've only done basically the Celebration and the DSP that I had, because until today I didn't have them all. I'm trying to spend smarter. I'm failing. failing. So let me know if you want those. I'm thinking, hi Pam, thank you for sharing. Let me get them all out of my system. I don't usually say a lot. Let me know if you'd like those and I can put them up on my website for a very meager fee. So when I was trying to find ideas for these hands, I remembered that Jennifer McGuire, the almighty Jennifer McGuire, had shared some videos with some hands, and I went looking for that video and I couldn't find exactly the one I was thinking about, but I found a video that was so much fun that I can't not show you the technique. Well, I'm going to show you kind of the finished product. I tried doing this with a word. So basically what you do is, I don't know if you've seen this video. Let me know if you've seen this video. Oh, thank you, Feline. Hi. You basically have 5 different colors. You cut them all the same size, so 3.5 by 5.5, and then you die cut your shape, which in this instance was a heart. You can't see much of the Mary Merlot. Excuse me, but I tried doing it with a word die and it didn't quite turn out the way I had hoped. So started over and did a heart. And then did another heart in the middle. So you adhere this to your card base, and isn't that pretty? And I thought there would be a way of incorporating the hands, but on the one that I messed up, I started stamping the hands on here. I'm like, it's too much. So the other thing I thought, I didn't show you the inside. So not only do we have these dies to cut the hands, so we've got this one for the heart and this one for the little pinky promise. I really, really wish we had the I love you. I know this is backwards to you. Actually, no, it's right for you. My kids and I do this like every day. Even my daughter who lives in Calgary, we will text this. I really wish we had that. I wish, maybe I'll just find it on my Cricut and do something that way. But not only do you get the die cuts for, or the dies for the words, for the hands, you get words. So here for you, and you matter. And I love it because it cuts out these little spaces. So I thought maybe on this card, and I'm pretty sure this red velvet has just retired, but I'm using it. So these initially were together, and I thought I'm not going to have enough room on one spot. So I cut them apart. But the problem with cutting them is that there isn't much left on that top T. So then I cut the other T to match. And I thought maybe it could go like that, but it could also just be like a Valentine's Day card. So I was thinking of putting that together. And now the other thing you could do is stack all of those hearts. You can see I used one for that. You could stack all those hearts and put them in the middle, but I thought by having a smaller one, it would be nice. Now the other thing, sorry, I'm chewing gum. I started keto a couple days ago, and this is what I'm doing when I have a craving. So I thought another thing that would be nice is this beautiful Happy and Heartfelt stamp set, which just arrived today. I'm going to tell you the stamp that sold me on this was this one. I love the cursive with the heart in there. Like, how sweet is that? So there's also You Matter to Me. So you could use like the big You Matter and then put a little To Me on the bottom. You've got a heart for the O in Mom. I love this. I love that they're all the same font. I'm going to see if I can reach to turn off my overhead light because it's causing too much shadow. Instead of dropping this like I did last week, I'll take it off. Now, oh good, Denise. You know, my reasoning for not jumping on it right away is that every time Stampin' Up says, well, supplies last, it's like, oh, no, make more, because how many times have we had it where something has run out in pre-order and customers can't get it? So I'm like, and the fact that it's not carrying over. But then I saw one sample and I'm like, all right, I'll bite. But the reason I'm showing you this, not only to show you the product, is that, do you notice I didn't use black on this? I didn't use Memento to stamp it. So I had my monthly team meeting last night and I was showing them, I want to cover this part up. I stamped this little girl from Catching Butterflies. And look how awful that is. I mean, her leg looks like it's gangrenous. But I never get a good image with my Memento. So I have gotten to the point where I'm only using my Stamparatus for Memento because I don't get a good impression. But I mean, this was stamped twice and there's too much ink in some areas and not enough in others. And I thought, you know, this is such a coloring book way of coloring. We have the black outline and we just stay within the lines and blah, blah, blah. But then I thought, okay, well, let me try stamping her in Sahara Sand. Love that so much better. Got much better lines. Her little legs remind me of Barbie. I guess the feet. You know how Barbie always has like the bent foot for the heels? Anyways, I must have colored this girl 10 times yesterday. Loved the Sahara Sand. Love the Smoky Slate. But what I ultimately went with was Petal Pink. I thought, you know what? I'm going to choose the lightest color that I'm coloring with and go with that. And it's almost like a no line, but not quite, because you can still see the detail in her hair. Now, part of the reason you can still see that detail is because I use some watercolor pencils. You can probably see a bit of a sheen, maybe not on these ones. You can on this. So this one was actually supposed to go on my card, but I didn't like how it didn't work with my background. But doesn't she look so cute, just stamped in petal pink? So I thought I was going to do the same thing with my hands. I did stamp one in crumb cake. Right, I love using basic gray. I'm coming to not like Memento. But I thought, okay, I'll stamp them in crumb cake, but it was such a weird color. Like maybe someone's skin tone somewhere, but it was very weird. Speaking of Memento, oh, let me show you my actual finished design. So I struggled and struggled and struggled to get the girl on the front, and it just wasn't working. And when I said it wasn't working, it's because I was planning on putting her over here, and then the grass back here came way up. So I'm like, oh, doesn't work. So I thought, okay, I'm just going to put some butterflies on the front, and then we'll have her catching them on the inside. Plan Z. And I mean, this is what I was kind of trying to do. But I seriously colored her like 10 times yesterday. And then this was one that I started doing in our mystery stamping. Hi, Dawn. And I ended up stamping it with StazOn with my Stamparatus. I'm trying to get in the habit of using my Stamparatus more often, because so many times I stamp something and a part of it isn't as dark as I want it to be. So Stamparatus, Stamparatus, Stamparatus. But I did finish this, and how gorgeous is this DSP? I think this is part of that Friendly Hello DSP that's free with a $120 order, but I hadn't used it yet, and I love this pattern. So my colors for the little bug come from the colors from the DSP. So I have Driving By, just to say hi. It's a little crooked. Whoops. Okay, so let me show you how I did this. I don't think we're going to do a finished card. I may assemble all these later, but I thought even if you don't get this, maybe you don't get the dies, maybe you just get the stamp set, I don't know. But there are quite a few sentiments in this stamp set that would work. So cute. Like, I thought that said, I love you. I have you. Yay for love. I love you. You matter to me. Like there's a whole bunch. Even heck yeah. I think that one's my favorite. So I'm going to grab some grid paper. And let's do Petal Pink. I kind of wish that we had like an ivory ink. I'm wondering, maybe if I did Sahara Sand. Oh, it wasn't Crumb Cake before, it was Sahara Sand. So maybe if we did... That one's cute, although I think it might be too light for that. Let's try Sahara Sand Stamped Off. You know, Denise, I really need to remember to use it because, I mean, it's right here. It's literally right at, like, hip level. It's not too far away. But I think because I have to remember to take the thing out, yeah, I think that's not going to go so well with what I have. So let's just stick with a Petal Pink. I am ordering the full set of these 10 blends. There we go. But not yet. And don't forget that if you are adding these blends, you need the storage too. It just is, right? So I'm going to use the SU 1000 to kind of give my shadows. And this is a very, what's the word I'm looking for? It's kind of like a petal pink, like it's a rosy skin tone. And it was actually light petal pink that I used to fill all of it in on my original sample. This one is the 1000 and the 900, but let me show you. So this one will be our sample showing these two colors. Look, you can even see how rosy it is, the difference between the two. So if you want to keep it like albino like me, then you're going to use petal pink light. And sorry, runny nose. I have been using Petal Pink for skin like since we got it. I know that ivory is probably the more popular choice for skin, but I think maybe because I don't tan, I look real red right now. I was gonna say really red, and then when I realized I said real red, I'm like, well, that works. But this has been my skin color go-to for as long as we've had blends. So you can come back in and add some shadow, because of course the light would be hitting in different areas on each hand. You just need to determine where that light is coming from. And then of course we need to add some nail polish. And I took mine off today and almost put the same color back on, but then I decided, no, I'm going to switch it up. So this one is called Enchanted Night, and it's not showing it now, but it's blue in one light and purple in another. It is so much fun. Let's go. I can't speak today. There were like 3 times I tried saying something to my son and he ended up laughing. Have I ever told you how much I struggle with coloring standing up? It is the one thing that I struggle with. Just gonna kind of fill that in. Okay, so look at the difference. Petal Pink for both in the stamping, and then the SU 1000 for the shading, and then light Petal Pink for the filling in. I know that looks funny right now, but it will settle down. And then this one is 900 and 1000. Look how cute that ticket is. Has a little perforation mark. And then there is a stamp in the set, which is, I had it, right? Under here. There is this stamp that you can stamp your little ticket thing in. This time of the year kills me. We're using so many reds and highly staining colors. I'm like, this was brand new. But just look at these dies. So much fun. So initially I was going to do this, kind of have the hand sideways and have my sentiment there, but it was not going to work. Because if you look at this stamp, there's actually quite a bit of it. I didn't put the sticker on yet, but if you do it that way, you get quite a bit more versus just that little bit with the heart. Anyways, I think I'm gonna call that a night. I know it's early and we didn't really see a project put together, but I think I'm going to save this for my video on Monday and show you with a different shape. The other thing I thought of doing was stamping this, die cutting it, and then using a heart with a rainbow through it. And I'm like, well, that's just another rainbow. I've like overdone the rainbows. Yeah, it's kind of quiet tonight. And I'm also super tired. You know what? I'm just going to put this together, because if I don't, it's going to sit here and taunt me for how long? A while. So let's just do it. Now, I would love to stamp something in the background, but there's really only hearts. So the other thing I thought of was just doing some of these hearts. So let's do that. I feel bad not showing you a full project, so let's just do it. Indecision, right? I'll get a mat out. So for those of you that ordered product shares, there is only one thing that was on back order when I placed the order, and I'm hoping it will be back in stock this week. It's that beautiful denim ribbon that we had a couple of years ago. I know you probably can't see that, but it's just going to add a little bit in the background. So we'll do that quickly. I know this would be a great technique for the Stamparatus, but because I'm doing it on an angle and quickly, I find that just using my grid paper is enough, although I'm not even really using that. What if we just do it in the corners and then have this in the middle? You can tell, flying by the seat of my pants. I'm still working from home and loving it. I do not want to go back. At this point, we are working from home until at least next Friday. But I love my commute after work. Dining room table, kitchen. We're eating so much earlier now. It's awesome. I'm thinking the other thing I might do is fill in one every now and then. Should I keep going? Can you even see that? Looks better on my TV than it does in the screen. Do you think I should keep going? Let's just go for it. Because you know what's going to happen. I'm going to put that piece on and then decide, oh, I need some more hearts. And then I'm going to have to go around it. I'll mention while I'm doing this, because I haven't mentioned it a whole lot, the joining offer through Celebration this time is our regular starter kit, which is $135, and you choose $165 in product, and then you're also getting 2 free stamp sets of your choice. I knew that one was going to go down. So I suggest choosing the most expensive 2 that you have on your wish list. And if they're bundles, still get those for free, because it's still going to be cheaper even if you have to buy your own dies. So do that. That is good until the end of February. Join our lovely Crafted AF team. Okay, now the only thing that is not so nice is that these 3 are together, but I am just going to mask the one and we'll stamp a few. You can see I've already done that. This is the bundle that one of the 2 bundles that we're using for the Fab and Floral retreat, which is like a month away. It's hard to believe. We never give ourselves that much time. So I had thought I was going to be prepping this week, but I am going to save it for the weekend. Got to get my pillow gifts, because of course, one of the pillow gifts that is like always available locally, can't find it. Okay, I think that's going to be good. It's a lot of red and a lot of white. Now, do you think we should use one of the sentiments from the Happy and Heartfelt? And if so, which one? I'll move my ink pad so that you can take a look. Stop blinding you. Thank you for watching, Denise. What do you think? It's kind of nice to do a simple card every now and then. Let's pop this up because I think it needs a bit of dimension. I'm going to use my adhesive eraser because there's just a little schmutz on there. I did have a question on one of my recent YouTube videos asking what that thing was. And if you're not sure, this is an adhesive eraser. I get mine from Dollar Tree. And if you get glue that goes on too heavy or kind of seeps out, you can just erase it. I would suggest waiting until the adhesive is dry because it kind of makes a big mess if it's not. So just in case you didn't know that, I have a feeling that most of you watching know what that is, but just in case. Could also put some ribbon back there, but I'm gonna keep it simple. Keep it simple, stupid. And embellishment. Should we put an embellishment? I think I'm gonna keep it super simple. One of the things that would look super cute on here because of the color scheme would be this fan baker's twine, because there is a red and white. How cute would that be? But that one is part of my product share, so I'm not going to open it and use it. Let's just do a little insert. And hi, Amy, thank you. Okay, so we have You Matter to Me on the front. I really want to use one from here. I'm not going to take the time to put the sticker on it, but let's use, well, you could use No Matter What. I'm just going to pick one. How about I use the one that prompted me to buy this set? That would be a good idea, wouldn't it? Oh, isn't that so cute? How cute is that? This is kind of plain, but I kind of love it. I do think it needs some twine. And I have used so much of my Essential Baker's twine that I have 3.5 rolls of the gray granite, because clearly I haven't used that one. I am on like fumes of the white. Got 2.5 rolls of black, 1 very vanilla. Definitely need more of that. Okay, this is so light on the front. Isn't it so cute? I just love it. This seriously was the reason I bought this stamp set. You ever buy like a big stamp set just for one sentiment? Kind of think some, let's put some Stinkerella on her nails so that they kind of stand out. And on this heart. Is it just me that always decides to use Wink Stella after everything is on? Like every time. Okay, now I know you can't see it quite as well as I can, but look at the difference that made to her nails. Oh, yeah, I can see it up there. I just can't see it through my phone. Okay, so that is all for tonight. I hope you enjoyed that, and consider adding this Here Together bundle to your starter kit. Like I said, you get to choose 2 free stamp sets of your choice from the beginning of this month to the end of February. So if you're in Canada and not yet working with a demonstrator, I would love to have you on my team. So we'll see you soon, my crafty friends. Bye.